Welcome to Covid19 Fertility Empowerment Podcast. I'm your host, Pantea Kalhor. Episode 2, Fixing the Fear for Covid-19 Reentry with Monica Hershaft, author, speaker, and chronic illness mystery hacker. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and get notification for new interviews and pre-order my book Naturally Conceived through Amazon. Get pregnant by unleashing your reproduction power. With the world beginning to reopen since COVID-19 quarantine, there are still so many people who are afraid of leaving the house, paralyzed with the fear and anxiety of being exposed to and getting COVID-19. They feel that they may end up in the hospital with severe symptoms, as you see on the news. I'd like to welcome Monica Hershaft, who is the expert in helping people to protect and rebuild their immune functions, and she's the author of bestselling book, Treat the Source and Not the Symptom. Welcome, Monica.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So what should we do? How can we avoid not exposing to this pandemic effect? How can we protect ourselves?
Well, one of the things you can do is look to avoid certain foods and ingredients that suppress your immune system, because if you help your immune system be strong, then when you get exposed to things, you don't have to worry about contracting it. And so you want to look at things like sugar, alcohol. Those are one of the top immune suppressors. And then also canola oil is a very toxic oil, and a lot of foods, and especially in restaurants and takeout food, use that oil because it's a cheap oil and it's got a reputation for being heart healthy, but it's not good for you. And then soy actually affects your mineral absorption, and it affects your thyroid function, which all affects immune function. The other thing to look out for is processed food and artificial sweeteners. You don't need those. Stay away.
Wow, I didn't know canola oil is not good.
I know a lot of people don't know,
Yeah,
and now
it's a very natural thing, and it's safe to use. So how can I replace it? What sort of oil do you recommend to use?
coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, sesame oil. Coconut oil is my favorite because it can tolerate high heat. And for frying, a lot of people like to use rice bran oil, which is a good one as well. And some people just use beef tallow, which is also good as long as it's organic and grass-fed. But canola oil comes from the rapeseed, which is toxic, and it causes a lot of issues cumulatively over time, including vitamin E deficiency, which you need for cardiovascular health, and it has a high sulfur content and goes rancid very quickly and can cause neurological problems over time, cumulatively speaking. So it's not the best oil.
What about the sunflower oil?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine? Okay, that's the one I always use as well. That's good. Okay, do you have other recommendation, like how can we more protect ourselves to be stronger, not getting this disease?
Yes, well, something to keep in mind is you want to drink 32 to 64 ounces of water a day. It's so important to stay hydrated during this time more than ever. That helps your body to work well as a team, because it's a giant football team inside there. And then you want to stick with organic, because the pesticides that are being used in the food causes a lot of immune suppression, endocrine disorders, and are even, linked to many cancers as well. And keep any animal protein or eggs, you want to do pasture raised, grass fed, organic. And you also can look at the toxins that you have in your environment, because that also affects your immune function as well.
Oh, good. What about this corn, or not?
I wouldn't define it as processed food. It can be processed, but corn is a grain and it's usually genetically modified. So we usually try to stay away from grains like that. But if it's organic corn, it just depends. It's not the most ideal food, but it's not something that I have on my immediate list of concerns as compared to the other things that I had mentioned.
Okay, good to know. So do you have other recommendation, like emotionally, how can we protect ourselves against these statistics? Because every day I try stop thinking about these statistics. So every day I hear, oh, how many people die, how many recover from this. So what is your recommendation emotionally? How can I protect myself?
Well, mindset is really important, and that can affect your predisposition to taking on an illness if you get exposed to it. So you want to think about the fact that stress hormones can affect your immune response. You want to go outside, get sun for at least 20 minutes a day in fresh air. That's really good for you. Meditation is fantastic. Even if you think you're doing it wrong, you're not. Just sit there for 20 minutes with your eyes closed and just let it happen. It'll work. Even if you don't think it's working, it's working. Trust me. It's been proven to actually change your brain. And that also helps your cortisol levels, which are your stress hormones, to stay down and chill out. And make sure you're getting enough sleep. You have to prioritize your sleep because that has a lot to do with your immune function as well.
So I have other two questions just pop in my mind. First of all, do you have any recommendation specifically for people who want to conceive during this COVID-19?
Recommendations
For trying to conceive for pregnancy, or people who just are pregnant?
Nothing that would be different from any of the items that we discussed.
Good. What about detox? I've heard, I just listened to your video about the detox. I know you're doing a lot of detox for yourself.
No, we don't. We actually don't do detox. We just help people to eliminate the types of toxins that are in their environment that they don't maybe realize that they're being exposed to. But detoxes in general, we don't really recommend because it's not healthy for you. A lot of times people's systems can't handle the overload of pulling the toxins out. And so what we like to do is make people aware of things in your daily life. For example, chlorine in the water can really affect your immune function. That's one of the biggest immune suppressors, and getting a really good shower filter and a good water filter. People use tap water for cooking and for showering and for drinking and making coffee or tea. And so that's a really good way to eliminate that. And then also things like aluminum toxicity, which you can get from aluminum cookware, and it's in deodorants and antiperspirants and in baking powders, and eliminating plastic because food storage. So a lot of these are in the kitchen, you know, looking at changing your food storage to glass, not drinking out of plastic water bottles, things like that. And that really helps a lot.
Good to know, because these days people are doing a lot of baking and cooking, especially bread, because they try to make it at home. It's good to know. Okay, so and do you have any program or something for like 30 days diet, or they just go with random diet, as you said? Do you know what I mean? Like 15 days diet or 30 days diet to just clean their body. Do you recommend?
Well, I think this should be a lifestyle. You know, I don't really believe in things being 15 days or 30 days because that's not lasting. So for us, we're really into making it a lifestyle change. I have an online program that is 12 weeks. It teaches you all of the changes that you can make. And it's important that you maintain those changes so that you can keep your immune system functioning well in the future. It helps with not just the nutrition, but also the environmental changes and lifestyle changes that can really help to keep your body in good shape.
Okay, thank you, Monica. Thank you for being here. I really used that. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And you actually give us your website and the link for all your audiences to go and refer to that.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Bye.